1. Anthony Hartwig here with a YSN player profile from the Lady Rebel softball team. I have senior Taylor Mellington. Taylor, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here today.
Thank you again for having me, Anthony.
Yeah, and of course, we know the news broke this morning that spring sports has been officially canceled. What's kind of your reaction to that news today?
It's definitely heartbreaking. This is probably one of the best teams we've had. Definitely closest bonded team, and we just had a lot of fun. And I was really looking forward to this year and building on our success that we've had from last year.
It's been kind of a steady progression where when this thing started, we thought we're going to get 2 weeks off and then we'll be back. And then it was, we're going to start back in May. And now, of course, it's going to be canceled. But what's been the progression like as we've gone through this quarantine for you?
It's definitely been interesting. Just been trying to hope for the best, I guess, and just getting closer to family and keeping in contact with all the girls and the teachers and everything. So I'll definitely miss it.
You talk about, trying to keep this team close. What kind of things were you guys doing to make sure the team stayed unified during these last couple of weeks?
So we actually have like 3 or 4 different like group chats with the team, and we actually have been thinking about making like different TikToks, which sounds crazy, but like team TikToks like Salem has been doing and everything else, and just sharing old memories from like Myrtle Beach and stuff last year also.
You guys, as you said before, had such a good team last year. You were so close to that district championship. How hungry were you guys to get back on the field this year?
Oh, definitely. Especially after losing to South Range by 1 point last year after just tough game. But we've had a great team and great season. I'm just glad to be a part of school history.
You did get to have a couple of weeks of practice before everything kind of shut down. What was the kind of feeling when the team got together and they got practicing and before this whole thing kind of shut down?
Really, everyone this year, we really didn't have too many problems. Everybody came out strong, and everybody seemed like they really wanted to play this year, which makes it extra devastating because everyone was excited to play and wanted to play together, and we did so well.
Can you kind of remember like the last interaction you had with Coach Eskra before everything got shut down? Kind of some of the things that he said to you.
Yeah, he was definitely upset. Like we went to our last practice and we had heard about the whole shutdown, and he was definitely teary-eyed as well as the rest of the team. But we were able to just kind of have fun last practice and then go home early. And then actually the girls all came over to my house to hang out for one last go around, I guess.
As a senior leader, you kind of have the ability to talk to everyone. What's kind of the mental likeness of the team right now? What's everyone kind of feeling like?
Everybody's really upset. I mean, definitely all the girls, like after the official shutdown of sports yesterday, all the girls were posting on like Instagram and Snapchat, like that their hearts went out to Maddie and I, who is also the other senior on our softball team, and just how much they're going to miss us and everything. We've all just been looking at old memories, and I'm definitely going to come back and watch the girls play next year. So
when you see the outcry of support for not just you two seniors, but seniors all around the area, how does that make you feel?
it really makes me feel great. It just shows how even small towns can do big things and how great communities can come together when something horrible happens. But
What kind of things have you been doing the last couple of weeks to keep yourself ready for softball if it did, happen where we got some games in this May?
I have a tee at my house and like a big bow net type thing I've been using, and I've been running and just kind of working out with I have horses too, if you can tell. And so I've just been doing all kinds of stuff to keep in shape and just looking forward to it, I guess.
Were you pretty confident that you'd be ready to go on May 4th if that was the decision that was made?
Absolutely. I've definitely been kind of just here and there making sure my arm was good just in case, but unfortunately that won't happen.
What were some personal goals you set coming into the season that you kind of wanted to establish for yourself?
I definitely wanted to keep our team brought together as we had a lot of fun and we were very successful last year. I wanted us to be the same way, even closer. And for myself, I just obviously little things like improving my hitting and all that fun stuff, but just keeping the team together really was just to have one last best year was my goal.
And now, let's get off of this like kind of damper of all everything kind of being canceled. Kind of reflect on some really good memories you have of your senior year and what it was like kind of going through Crestview for the last time.
Well, for soccer, we had a great time also. Really, even with the girls for softball this year, we had in the few weeks of practice we just had a lot of fun and just being able to be in contact with and so close with some people that I never really had expected was just really great. Able
Talk
to
about
do.
Coach Eskra and what it's been like kind of being under him for the last 3 years and what he means to you and the things that he's taught you.
He's definitely been him and I have definitely changed over the years. We've butted heads from the beginning, but now he kills me. He's a great coach, and so is Coach Miller. I definitely wouldn't be where I am as a senior without those two. And Crestview softball has just been an adventure and a half with those two. It's been great.
What kind of things make you proud that you get to wear that Crestview Rebel crest and then you get to represent that school system?
Our school system, even though we're very small and kind of out in the middle of nowhere in a way, but everybody's pretty well close together, and there's not really too many different like levels of kids in our school, which is always great. And we just all seem to get along really well. Sports and everything, everybody just seems to do well. There's not really like big dogs, little dogs kind of thing in our school.
Talk about, everyone says we're student athletes and student comes first. What's the academics kind of like the last couple of weeks? How have you been handling it?
A lot better than expected. Definitely with like my harder classes of calculus and all that fun stuff. But it's definitely the teachers are very understanding of it too. It's hard for them also, so it's been okay, not too bad.
Have you been kind of told? Have they been kind of telling you what the commencement plan is? What they're going to do? Are they going to have a virtual thing, or do you know what they're going to do at Crestview?
So they set up a few dates, like backup dates, I guess. Right now they're looking in June. And then if like June didn't work out, I think there's a September and December date as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things you never think about, like not being able to walk down the aisle for your graduation. It would be terrible if that were to happen.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been talking about YSN is not taking things for granted and realizing like last year, the last swing was your last swing. Just talk about on how you get to reflect on your last 3 years and you don't take those for granted, even though you ended your junior year not knowing that it was going to be your last year.
Yeah, I definitely am thankful for all the memories I was able to make. If I would have known it would have been my last year, I definitely would have changed a little bit of things. But overall, Crusty's given me a great high school experience and all the kids in it and everything.
What are some of your favorite memories of the softball team and being on that program the last 3 years?
Definitely being closer with most of the older girls, and then even now as a senior, I am the older girl, but being so close, we've always pretty well been a tight knit family, and all the Myrtle Beach trips have definitely bring up like just brings out all the different personalities and everybody, and it's just been a great time and playing games and stuff with them. It's just great.
You've talked about making a team TikTok, so I have to ask, who's the best dancer on the team?
Definitely Kaden. She's definitely all out there. She doesn't care. She's one of my best friends, and that's definitely Kaden.
Well, what about you have to have some comedic chops to be a good TikToker too. So who are some people on the team that can really make you laugh no matter what situation you're in?
Oh, Kaden as well. She's she's just a goof, but her probably Kaden and Ashton, and I don't know. We're all just kind of the same person in a way, almost.
Talk about your future goals and what you plan to do in the future and what your college goals are and maybe what your goals in future life are.
So I'm going to YSU to study biology and pre-veterinary medicine, and I'm hoping and do a walk-on because I was very late in the recruiting process as I didn't really know any of it until my last travel season. But after YSU, I want to go to Ohio State if I can get into their vet school and then go from there.
Wanting to be a vet, I imagine having the horses kind of led you to that path, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about life with horses and what it's like having a horse and kind of the upkeep and how I'm sure it keeps you busy during the quarantine.
Oh, it definitely has. Without the horses during quarantine, I don't know what I would do. They're actually at my grandparents' house, and we have 11. We actually have draft horses, so it's it's a lot of upkeep as they're big and they eat a lot. So it's definitely a lot, but they're definitely worth it.
Now, aside from the horses, the last couple of weeks we've been staying at home because it's quarantine. What has been your favorite quarantine activity?
Getting back into drawing, actually. I don't usually do that. I pretty much fell out of it after freshman year after got out of art class, but I've just been getting back into little stuff like that, and riding basically is all I've really done.
Gonna ask you about the memory bank. What is your favorite Coach Eskra quote from the last 3 years?
Well, I'm not sure. Usually, most of the time, it's "Shut up, Mellington." So I'm just kind of used to hearing that. So it'll definitely miss hearing that all the time.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck in your future goals, and we definitely hope that maybe we'll see you on a softball field in the future.
Thank you.